You know those mornings where everything feels normal? Where you're just going through the motions, coffee in hand, fighting traffic, thinking about what's for lunch. That was me on a random Tuesday. I'm Jessica Miller, and I work as a senior analyst at a mid-sized firm in Chicago. Nothing fancy, but I've worked hard to get where I am. That morning, I was rehearsing a presentation in my head when I walked into the office. Then I saw Linda from HR. The look on her face made my stomach drop to my shoes. "Jessica, can you come to my office? Right now." The way she said it, like she was delivering bad news to a terminal patient, made me follow without asking questions. My mind started racing. Did I mess up? Is someone sick? Did something happen? I had no idea I was about to find out I was dead. Linda closed the door. Her hands were actually shaking as she pointed to a chair. She couldn't even look at me. "Linda, what's going on?" "Jessica, I don't even know how to tell you this." "Just tell me," I said, my heart pounding. She pushed a folder across her desk like it weighed 1,000 pounds. "We received your death certificate this morning." I actually laughed. I mean, what else do you do when someone says something that ridiculous? Okay, is this some weird new training thing, like how to handle stressful situations? Because this is pretty elaborate. But Linda wasn't laughing. Her eyes were red and puffy, and I realized she'd been crying. About me. About my supposed death. "I wish it was a joke," she whispered. "Please, just look." I opened the folder. There it was. An official death certificate, government seal, hospital letterhead, the whole 9 yards. My birthday, my social security number, my dad's name, all correct. And at the bottom, a signature that looked exactly like mine. "This is insane," I whispered, staring at the paper. "Linda, I'm sitting right here. I'm alive. I bought this coffee like 20 minutes ago." I held up my Starbucks cup like it was Exhibit A in a murder trial. "I know," Linda said quickly. "Trust me, I know. But here's the thing. Our payroll system automatically flagged your account. The pension department has been notified. And Jessica..." She paused, and I could see her bracing herself. "There's already an insurance claim filed." The room started spinning. "What?" "Someone submitted this death certificate to your insurance company 2 days ago. They're asking for the payout, the death benefit." "Who?" My voice came out like gravel. "Who filed the claim?" Linda looked at me with this expression, half pity, half horror. "According to the paperwork, your brother, Michael, filed it." I don't really remember leaving Linda's office. One second I was staring at that document, the next I was sitting in my car in the parking lot, gripping the steering wheel so hard my hands hurt. Michael. Of course it was Michael. See, I need to back up a bit here. My family and we don't really talk anymore. Haven't for about 5 years now, and there's a reason for that. Growing up, I was always the successful one. Good grades, good job, made decent money. And to my family, that meant I was basically an ATM machine with legs. When I got promoted to senior analyst 3 years ago, you know what my mom said? Not "congratulations" or "we're proud of you." She said, "Good, now you can help pay for Emily's wedding." Emily's my younger sister, by the way. When I finally saved enough to buy my own apartment, a tiny 1-bedroom that I was so proud of, my dad's response was, "Must be nice, living alone while your family struggles." Every achievement became a guilt trip. Every boundary I set was called selfish. The final straw happened 3 years ago. Michael lost a bunch of money in some investment opportunity that everyone knew was basically gambling. He demanded I cover his debts. We're talking $15,000. I said no. He exploded, screamed at me in front of the entire family at Sunday dinner. "You think you're better than us now? You think your fancy job makes you special? You're nothing without this family." I packed my stuff that night and left. Changed my number. Only gave them my email for emergencies. Now, sitting in that parking lot with a death certificate in my lap, I started making phone calls. First, I called the hospital where I supposedly died. "Hi, I'm calling about a patient. Jessica Miller. She was supposedly admitted on May 28th? The lady on the phone sounded confused. Let me check. No, ma'am. We have no record of any patient by that name on that date. No cardiac arrest cases either. Can you check again? This is really important. I'm looking at our system right now. There's definitely no record of you here. Next, I called the funeral home listed on the invoice attached to the death certificate. A bored-sounding guy answered, "Yeah, we got an invoice under that name. Burial services, casket, plot, the works. Already paid for." My heart was pounding. Who paid for it? I'm not really supposed to. I'm the person who's dead, I practically shouted. Then I took a breath. Please, I need to know. Keyboard clicking on his end. Account was opened by Robert Miller, listed as the deceased's father. My dad. That's when it all clicked into place. They'd planned this together. They must have used old documents from when I still lived at home. Rental agreements, bank forms, stuff I'd signed years ago. They cut out my signature and pasted it onto the death certificate. It was calculated. It was cold. It was absolutely unforgivable. Then my phone started going crazy, unknown numbers calling over and over. I blocked every single one. And then I got the notification that made me want to scream, "Account frozen. Verification required." I called my bank immediately. "Yes, Ms. Miller, we received notification of your passing. Protocol requires us to freeze all accounts pending estate verification." "I'm not dead," I yelled into the phone. People in the parking lot were staring. "Ma'am, please calm down. If there's been an error, you'll need to visit a branch in person with identification." I hung up. I wasn't dead, but my entire financial life had just been murdered with a piece of paper. And somewhere, probably sitting in my childhood home, my family was waiting for that insurance check to clear. I drove to their house the next morning. The neighborhood looked exactly the same. Tree-lined streets, cookie-cutter houses, kids riding bikes. I used to love this place. Now it felt like a crime scene. I didn't knock. I still had my old key. They never asked for it back. I just walked in. Mom was in the kitchen. When she saw me, her face went through this whole performance. Shock, then joy, then concern. All fake. "Jessica, honey, you're here. Why didn't you call ahead? We would have made lunch. Where's Dad? Where's Michael?" Her smile cracked. "They're in the den." "But sweetie, what's wrong? You look upset." I walked past her without answering. Dad and Michael were sitting at the dining table, papers spread out between them. When I walked in, Michael tried to quickly gather them up, but I was faster. I grabbed the top sheet. It was a printed insurance claim form. My name, my policy number, my date of death. "Jessica." Dad stood up, hands raised like he was trying to calm a wild animal. "Honey, let me explain." "Explain what?" I held up the form, my hand shaking with anger. "Explain how you filed a fake death certificate, how you tried to steal my insurance money, how you literally killed me on paper." "It's not like that," Michael jumped in, his face turning red. "We just needed help and you never answer our calls, because you only call when you want money." "That's not fair," Mom said from the doorway. "We're your family. Family helps each other." I laughed, this bitter, hollow sound that didn't even sound like me. "Family? You declared me dead. You tried to bury me so you could cash in." "Don't be so dramatic," Dad said in that voice he uses when he wants to end arguments. "It was just a misunderstanding. We can fix this." "A misunderstanding?" I pointed at the trash can, where I could see more evidence, practice signatures on scratch paper, an ink pen that matched the one used on the forged document, a photocopy of my old Social Security card with cut marks around the signature. Michael's face went white. "You planned this," I said quietly. "You sat here in this room and decided I was worth more to you dead than alive." "Jessica, you're being dramatic," Mom started. "No," I cut her off, my voice ice cold now. "I'm being accurate." I looked at each of them, these people I'd shared a childhood with, holidays with, a last name with, and I felt absolutely nothing. Thank you, I said. They all looked confused. Thank you for making it crystal clear that I made the right decision leaving. Thank you for removing any doubt I ever had. I walked toward the door. Jessica, wait, Dad called out. Where are you going? We need to talk about this like adults. I turned back one last time. There's nothing to talk about. You wanted me dead. Now you're dead to me. I walked out and never looked back. I spent the next 3 days building my case like a lawyer prepping for trial. Because that's exactly what this was. War. First, I documented everything. I took screenshots of the forged death certificate with timestamps. I photographed the insurance claim with their signatures. I got the funeral invoice showing Dad's payment. I even got CCTV footage from my office showing me alive and working on the exact day I supposedly died. I recorded phone calls too, including this gem with my mom. Mom, I'm just trying to understand. When did you think I died? Oh, honey, we were told you had an accident. Who told you? Pause. Your brother said he heard something from someone at the hospital. Which hospital? I can't remember the name. But you helped file the death certificate. No, your father handled all that. We were grieving, honey. We weren't thinking straight. The lies kept piling up. I saved every single one. Then I went nuclear on the legal side. I froze the emergency account Mom had convinced me to keep just in case. I reported identity theft to the FBI. I filed a fraud complaint with my insurance company and handed over every piece of evidence. And then I caught a break. The insurance investigator assigned to my case? Turns out he was Marcus, my best friend Rachel's husband. He works in fraud detection. When he saw my name on the file, he called me immediately. Jessica, what the hell is happening? I told him everything. When I finished, there was this long silence. I've seen some messed up stuff in this job, he finally said. But this is your parents. Not anymore. All right. His voice shifted. All business now. Here's what we're doing. I'm escalating this to a full investigation. The insurance company will notify Social Security. Your family's financial records will be examined. If they've done this to you, they might have pulled other scams. You can do that? I'm already doing it. Within 2 days, things started moving fast. The insurance company officially flagged the claim as fraud. Social Security opened an investigation. The IRS was notified. Dad's bank account was monitored. Michael's account was frozen. And my phone started ringing again. This time I knew exactly who it was. I didn't answer a single call. They showed up at my office exactly 1 week later. Linda called from the lobby. Jessica, your family's here. They're demanding to see you. Let them wait. They're making a scene. I sighed. I'll be down in 5 minutes. I took my time, fixed my makeup, straightened my blazer, checked my emails. When I finally walked into the lobby, they looked like completely different people. Dad's shirt was wrinkled and stained. Mom's hair was a mess, her makeup smeared. Michael looked like he hadn't slept in days. Jessica, honey. Mom reached for me. I stepped back. Don't touch me. Please, just listen, Dad said, his voice cracking. We made a mistake, a huge mistake, but we can fix this. We'll withdraw everything. We'll tell them it was all a big misunderstanding. Too late. Honey, please, Mom begged. We didn't think it would cause this much trouble. We just needed money. Emily's wedding costs. You tried to erase me, I said, my voice steady and cold. You forged documents. You committed fraud. You didn't need money. You wanted easy money. My money. Michael stepped forward, desperation written all over his face. Jess, they're going to arrest us. The investigation. They're talking about jail time. Please, you're our sister. You can't do this to your own family. I looked at him for a long moment. You stopped being my family the moment you signed that death certificate. We didn't mean it, Dad shouted, loud enough that everyone in the lobby turned to stare. We thought it would be harmless, just paperwork. We didn't think you'd get in trouble. We thought, You thought I'd just quietly fix your mess like always, I finished for him. Pay your debts, solve your problems, disappear when convenient. Mom was crying now, mascara running down her face. Please, honey, we're so sorry. Just tell them it was a mistake. Tell them you forgive us. No. That single word hung in the air like a death sentence. You tried to bury me on paper, I said quietly. Now deal with the consequences. I turned and walked back to the elevator. Jessica! Dad screamed. You'll regret this! Family is forever! You can't just… The elevator doors closed, cutting him off. I never saw them again. The investigation wrapped up 3 weeks later. Marcus kept me updated through Rachel. Nobody got arrested. They were first-time offenders, and the evidence was clear enough that they took a plea deal. They got probation, heavy fines, and community service. The insurance company blacklisted them permanently. Social Security flagged their records for extra verification on all future transactions. My accounts got unfrozen, my payroll was restored, life went back to normal. Except it wasn't normal. It was better. I legally changed my name, not because I was hiding, but because I wanted a fresh start. I became Jessica Anderson, taking my grandmother's maiden name. She was the only family member who ever supported my independence. I moved to a new apartment across town, got a new phone number, deleted every photo with them in it, and slowly, I started to breathe again. I'm sitting in a coffee shop with Rachel, watching the Chicago skyline light up as the sun goes down. Do you ever think about them? She asks carefully. I consider the question. Sometimes, but not how you'd think. I don't miss them. I think about how close I came to staying stuck in that life. Do you think they've changed? I shake my head. People like that don't change. They just find new victims. My phone buzzes. It's Marcus, sending me a news article. Another insurance fraud case, different family, same story. Someone declared dead to claim benefits. I forward it to the fraud hotline with a note. This happens more than people realize. Please investigate. You're doing good work, Rachel says, reading over my shoulder. I'm doing what needs to be done. Because here's what I learned. My family thought they could erase me with paperwork. They thought they could reduce my entire life to a dollar amount on an insurance form. They thought my death was worth more than my life. They were wrong. I'm not just alive, I'm free. Free from their guilt trips, free from their constant demands, free from pretending to be the daughter, sister, and ATM machine they wanted me to be. They declared me dead. But I've never felt more alive.